Welcome once again to our encouraging word. This morning I thought we could meet together in our senior high Sunday school classroom and I could demonstrate to you one reason why I am not a teacher. I started out to be a teacher, but one of the things I failed was blackboard. My handwriting on the blackboard was so bad that I consistently was a failure in that. I suppose today in modern teaching settings, they probably don't write on the board much. They type and project it. So I would do probably better today. Anyway, we are working our way through the books of the Bible, and we've come upon the book of Deuteronomy. And the verse that actually two verses I want to use today are from Deuteronomy 5, verses 6 and 7. And they are basically the first part of the Ten Commandments. So let's listen to Deuteronomy 5, 6, and 7. God says to us, "I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me." So we've all heard of the Ten Commandments, but we wonder sometimes, why did God give us the Ten Commandments? Why did he give them to us? Well, the verse 6 tells us. It says, "I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery." In other words, I love you. That's why I'm giving you these Ten Commandments. I love you. Think about all the people who were wandering about in the wilderness. And they had to get along together. They had to live together. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people. How would it have worked if they didn't have any rules for how the society operated? If murder was okay, if theft was all right, if adultery was all right, you would have a very painful society. But God loved people enough to say, here, this is how you respect me, and this is how you treat each other. And if you do this, you will be happy, you will be blessed. So the first thing we need to remember about the Ten Commandments is that God gave them to us because he loved us. Sometimes I think people think that God gave us the Ten Commandments and made them so hard so that he could just smack us whenever we failed to keep one of the Ten Commandments. God just waiting to pounce on us when we mess up somehow. But that's not the case. God gave us these Ten Commandments because he loves us. Now, what does the Ten Commandments do for us if we think about it? Well, number one, they do demonstrate our need for God, because all of us know that we fail to keep the Ten Commandments in the letter and in the spirit over and over and over again. We cannot by our own strength keep these Ten Commandments just by willing ourselves to do so. We need help. We need God's help. It starts right out. You shall have no other gods before me. You need me if you're going to keep the rest of these commandments. You've got to depend on me, trust in me, draw strength from me, be guided by me. Certainly, anybody who said, okay, I'm going to go through a whole week and keep the Ten Commandments in spirit and in letter, we know we can't do it. We've got to have the help of God. So that's the first thing that the Ten Commandments do, is demonstrate our need for God. And secondly, they illustrate what a transformed life looks like. When we give our lives over to Christ, when we submit to the Holy Spirit and follow his guidance and are empowered by the Spirit, then we don't commit adultery because we don't want to commit adultery. We don't commit murder because we don't want to. We don't steal because we don't want to. We don't lie because we don't want to. We want to honor and obey God and give him honor in the way we act. And so this is not something that's imposed from the outside, but it's something that we live from the inside. So for most people, the challenge, one of the ways we can measure our Christian growth, is to see if we are kind of gritting our teeth and trying to live the law, keep the letter of that law, or are we living the Ten Commandments out of love for God, out of response to his love for us? That's the place we want to get. We want to get to the point where we do the Ten Commandments, we live the Ten Commandments almost without thinking. It comes from our transformed heart. This is the encouraging word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.